People think the most frightening part of an emergency is the collapse itself. But it's not. The real danger comes in the seconds after. The silence, the confusion, the fear of doing the wrong thing. That was the then. A world where people panicked, froze, or stood back helplessly while time slipped away. A world where lives were lost simply because no one knew what to do. And that was exactly what happened one warm afternoon in a crowded train station. A middle-aged man collapsed near the ticket booth. His body went limp. His bag fell to the floor. For a moment, the entire station went still. People stared. Some whispered. Others took a step back, unsure and afraid. But while the crowd remained stuck in the then, one person stepped forward into the now. His name was Daniel. He wasn't a doctor. He wasn't a nurse. But he knew one thing many people don't. When someone collapses and stops breathing normally, every second counts. Daniel knelt beside the man and stayed calm. He tapped his shoulder gently. No response. He checked for breathing. None. He didn't wait. He didn't panic. He didn't rely on guesswork. He turned to a bystander and said, "Call emergency services now." Then he positioned his hands in the center of the chest, right between the nipples, the safest and most effective spot. He remembered something his CPR instructor once said. Push hard and fast, but always in control. You're here to save a life, not break one. And that's exactly what Daniel did. His elbows stayed locked. His shoulders were directly above his hands. Every compression went straight down, never sideways. He used steady, controlled force, strong enough to circulate blood, gentle enough to reduce the risk of rib fractures. People watched in silence as Daniel turned fear into focus. In that moment, the now became clear. A world where ordinary people understand what to do. A world where CPR is done correctly, safely, confidently, and without panic. A world where lives are not left to chance, but protected by knowledge. Minutes later, paramedics arrived. They continued the resuscitation and restored the man's pulse. Before leaving, one of them looked at Daniel and said, "Your CPR was excellent. You didn't just keep him alive, you prevented the injuries we often see from incorrect compressions." And that is the power of transformation. Then was fear, confusion, hesitation, and mistakes. Now is knowledge, readiness, confidence, and action. And today, because of Daniel, everyone in that station walked away changed. They saw what one informed, courageous person could do, and what they themselves are capable of. And now you know it too. You are no longer part of the then. You know that when someone collapses, you start by checking responsiveness. You check for breathing. You call for help. You begin CPR with proper hand placement and controlled compressions. You protect the person's life and their body at the same time. In those first few minutes, you are the difference. Knowledge is the transformation. Action is the power. And readiness is the now.